Hey guys, how's it going? Michael here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the two different styles of stretches that I prefer the most. So, there's going to be dynamic stretching and static stretching. The main differences between the two: dynamic, you're going to be doing a dynamic movement, which is constantly moving through a range of motion. Static is fairly self explanatory. Static just means you're going to hold that stretch in a static, non moving position. So, a great way to warm up into anything is going to be by using dynamic stretching. And they're also going to be great for if you just want a quick fix to really loosen things up. Dynamic stretches will help you out so much with that. So I'll share with you guys just a few of my favorite dynamic stretches. They're going to be great if you're stuck at a desk all day, sitting, really inactive. One of my favorite ones that I would recommend getting a start on is going to be arm circles. So you're going to put your arms straight out to the side. Slow and controlled, you're going to do 8 small circles, one direction, and 8 big circles, same direction. Got some cracking in my bones today, a little tight. You're going to want to do 8 small in the other direction. And 8 larger circles, same direction. And what that's going to do, it's really going to get a lot of blood flow and circulation into the shoulder girdle, kind of in the neck area, your chest, your back. Everything around here just really opens up really nicely. So that's going to be a great one. Next one is going to be wrist circles. Especially these are fantastic if you've been typing all day, using a mouse, reading, writing, all that good stuff. So for the wrist circles, you're going to want to make a couple of fists, and then we're simply going to go as far as we can in circles. Don't overdo it, just gently, controlled, slow and controlled. 16 reps one way. I don't know if I did 16 or not, I lost count. 16 reps the other way. And you're going to hear and feel a lot of pops in the wrist when you do this, most likely. That is normal, I promise you. I've got quite a bit of aches and pops and cracks in my wrist whenever I do these. So wrists are definitely something that get pretty tight on the majority of people, just because we're always using our hands. You don't realize how much you're using your hands until you can't use your hands. Ironically, I've been there myself. I broke my hand at one point in my life, so that's why I also lack a little bit of range of motion in my wrists, so those help out quite a bit if you're feeling stiff after using your hands and your wrists for a long time. Another great one for the wrist, if you want to give it a go, you're going to stick your hands or your arms straight out. From here, we are going to simply go down as far as you comfortably can, come back up as far as you comfortably can. We'll do that 16 times altogether, slow and controlled. You may notice one wrist is a little tighter than the other. It's perfectly normal. And what this allows us to do is to really loosen up the wrist flexors and extensors that are in the forearms. And those are going to be the main muscles that you're using anytime you type, text, write, any of that good stuff. So it's really crucial to loosen all that stuff up. Next stretch I want to show you here is going to be for the neck. So a lot of the times when we're hunched over a computer, not only are our shoulders rounded, back rounded, but our neck is rounded as well. You'll see this a lot too whenever people are texting. Typically you'll text with your head down here. Ironically, the way you should be holding your phone while you do text in order to avoid any cramps or tightness or tension in the neck would be to hold your phone up here while you text. You don't want to compromise that neck's position at all. You want to keep that spine straight. Same applies to any computer screen you may work with. It's better to have it higher up so you don't have to actually bend your neck. You can keep that perfect posture while you're staring at whatever screen you're looking at. So in order to reverse that, the exercise I would recommend for the neck dynamic wise is going to be head tilts. So you want to stand up straight as you can. Don't have your neck bended forward, down, back, anything like that. You just want to keep it straight up. From here, we are going to simply take one ear to the shoulder, very slow and easy. Come back up, take that ear to the other shoulder. It's going to be one repetition. We're going to do 16 of those. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16. That felt really good. So for those, you're really going to feel it from right about here, the top of your shoulder, all the way up to your neck. And you aren't exactly bringing your ear all the way to your shoulder. That's really not necessary. The whole concept here is just to get that ear towards the shoulder in that direction. But those are going to be phenomenal for really loosening up everything in the neck here. Another one I want to show you guys is going to be, I don't know exactly what they're called. It's been a while since I've done them, but they are fantastic. You're going to take your head, same concept, keep your spine straight, good posture here. You're going to take your nose and simply turn it to the right as far as you can go comfortably, and turn it back. That's one rep. We're going to do 16 of those. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 14, 15, 16, 16. Those are amazing. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel quite a bit of just a lot more range of motion in that area now since doing those. They feel fantastic. And if you have any discomfort at all while you're doing them, feel free to go a little slower. You can always decrease the speed that you're doing things if they're a little painful for you, or decrease the range of motion you're working with. So keep that in mind. It's a great way to adjust if you're not used to it, or if it's completely new to you, that's fine. The next stretch I want to show you dynamic wise is going to be for your, what are they called? Rotator cuff, that's it. Okay. I forgot for a second. Okay, so your rotator cuff is going to be right in through here. It's pretty much deep inside your shoulder slash your back here, kind of between the two. And the way we're going to warm that up is by doing goalpost arms. We want our arms straight out, not too far down, not too far up, especially not too far up. Right out the side comfortably. Keep your arms straight up, not out, not in, but straight up. From here, you will tuck the shoulder blades back and down to get into the proper position. That's crucial. It helps quite a bit whenever you bring your shoulder blades back and down. From there, we're going to slowly go this far, no further than that, straight back up. That's 1 rep. 16 of those. 2, 3. And if you have any popping at all, make sure that your shoulder blades are down and back. Go a little slower, kind of relax in your arms as well. The only thing that should be tight is your back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That one will also wear your shoulders out if you're not used to it. I'm used to it and it still wears my shoulders out. The next stretch I want to show you is going to be for loosening up your mid-back right up top here, kind of between here and here, this little section of your back. And in order to get a little more blood flow and circulation into that area, what we're going to do is we're going to take our arms straight out like so, comfortable with the part as you see here. From here, we are going to simply exaggerate this movement as much as you can comfortably without straining. You're going to bring your arms forward, really let that back arch and round very nicely, as far as you can possibly go, and bring it back slow and controlled. As far as you can possibly go, pull those shoulder blades back. That's 1 rep. Do 16 of these. 16. It can be a lot of work too. I mean, dynamic stretches take quite a bit of energy too, as you might imagine. I mean, you are stretching, but it's also going to be that constant tension throughout the movement that's a little taxing. So some of these may be a little more challenging, and that's perfectly normal. I know it's that way for me. So I just want to throw that out there, a little disclaimer. It's perfectly fine if they are exhausting, because after a while of practicing these, they do get a lot easier. And same concept with anything else. Repetition is key here. Consistency. So if you practice these day after day, your body's going to get acquainted with it. Your mind muscle connection will grow as well. So that's something to keep in mind. If you really want to see some long-term results, you have to practice these daily. One of the next stretches I want to show you that's phenomenal for the neck, traps, shoulders are going to be shoulder shrugs. Now we're essentially duplicating the same movement we did with these, only we're going to be doing it with the shoulders. So you want to stand, shoulders down and back, okay? And from here, we are going to shrug our shoulders up towards our ears as far as we can. Feel free to put quite a bit of pressure in that upward motion, but don't overdo it. And then push it down as far as you can away from your ears. It's one rep. We're going to do 16 of these. 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Whew, man. I really feel those a lot through my shoulders, right top of my shoulder here where my shoulder connects to my traps. Feel a lot of loosening through there. It's really great for that area between here and here, kind of like what we did earlier. So that one's phenomenal. I'll give that one a try as well. It's great to have in your toolbox. Next stretch I want to show you, because you can never do enough for your wrists, is going to be another wrist stretch. Now bear with me. My left hand does not have the range of motion that my right one does, so I struggle with these. A lot of people do. It's very normal. But what you're going to want to do is start out arms straight to the side, pushing into your palms, bringing those elbows upwards, flaring them up while you're pushing into your palms simultaneously. So bring those palms down, up, all while putting pressure into the heel of the palms. So down, up, that's 3 reps. We got 16 altogether. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know if you could tell, but my right elbow comes up more than my left one does. My left one is the one lacking the range of motion, so you can kind of gauge yourself on that. As you can see, my right elbow comes up more, which has a better range of motion than my left hand does, my left wrist. So that would mean isolating some wrist stretches for my left wrist would be preferred in order to gain better range of motion for that wrist. Therefore, if you experience a little bit of tension in one wrist compared to the other, it's better to, on some days, if you're looking to really correct that, just work with that wrist. So do those wrist circles with this wrist. Really focus on giving a lot of love and attention and stretching to that wrist. And then focus on that for a while, and you'll see a lot of results. You'll see a lot of increases in your range of motion. Your hands will feel better. I mean, I see a ton of different stuff that shows me, hey, I'm doing something right. I'm making progress. Less pain in my arms. It doesn't hurt to grip things. Like, my hands can spread out further. You'll start to feel a lot of small nuances like that in your body that really tell you that you're doing something right. So just want to throw that in there. But that's going to be the end of the dynamic routine that I have for you guys. These are phenomenal. Like I said, if you want to implement these into your day-to-day, going to be great for loosening up all that good stuff in here, wrists, all that. So those are the main areas that you're going to feel a lot of tension in if you're working at a desk. So those are the ones that I wanted to provide some quick, easy dynamic stretches for. And these are also great. Keep in mind, if you want to warm up with these, I always do them for a warm up before my workouts. So these are great for warming up. If you find that static stretching is a little too much for you, start with dynamic stretching. Warm the muscles up, get the tissues flowing with some blood to begin with. And then once you feel comfortable after your dynamic stretch series, you can go on to your static stretching series. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Try them out. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.